Virgo, hey gorgeous, Melissa here to do a timeless love reading for you. This is for any placement of Virgo. Cross watchers are also welcomed here. We've got, this is going to be a love reading. The energy you bring to the connection is the King of Pentacles. I do feel like you're feeling very stable at this time, possibly even, you know, on the, what you call it, the material plane. So we've got the Devil and the outcome, huh? Three of Wands and the Devil and the outcome. Well, what the hell, Virgo? Yeah, ish poo. What the hell we got going on? Well, I'm going to go for this, Virgo. Nobody's going to like this reading, and that's okay. I hope one of you gets what you need out of this, okay? I love you so much. We're going to clarify everything. Anything you need to know about me, Virgo, you can find in the About section of my channel or in the description box below. What else? Let's try to kill some more time while I wait for some cards to come out. Let's clarify that King of Pentacles. You got the Hierophant. I'm going to take that because I didn't mean to, but the Divine does what they want to do, okay? So I didn't mean to do that, but, so you've got the Hierophant. Wow, Taurus is very strong here, by the way. You could have Taurus placements or be dealing with a Taurus or another Capricorn, no, or a Capricorn. Another Earth sign is what I'm saying. You've got every Earth sign out here already, but you. I don't like the overall feel of this connection, whatever this is. You got the Seven of Swords in the potential, or in the overall feeling, okay? Something feels ishy and sneaky and weird. I don't know that it is. It just feels that way, and I feel like we're stressing about it. We're going to get more on your person's energy. Something toxic is feeling very toxic, okay? With the Devil in the outcome and the Seven of Swords. Here's what I'm going to tell you. If people embrace and embody this Seven of Swords energy, whether they are being malicious or not, it kind of turns toxic whether we want it to or not, okay? So even a good connection with a good person could turn toxic if we are unwilling to be authentic with them. Or if they're unwilling to be authentic with us. Damn it, Virgo, I haven't read for you like in a year and a half. Not really, but a long time. And it is always about you having a hard time opening up your damn icebox. I'm just kidding. I don't think you have an icebox. I think that's why you do protect yourself so fully, okay? Again, I feel like you're very stable and on your own. I feel like you are single. And I feel like you don't want to mingle, okay? Weird stuff coming through. I love you so much. But I'm going to get more on everything, okay? Those of you who have liked, shared, and subscribed on my channel, donated all of those things, booked personal readings with me, I really appreciate all of your love and support. Commented, by the way, I've had some of the best comments from my little Virgos, and thank you for bearing with me if you've been here through my growth. I really appreciate that allowance. That is one of the best things you can offer a human being, is really just giving them space to be them. And it is pretty rare, sadly enough. It should just be a natural thing, I think, but it is pretty rare that people tend to think they have some sort of authority over others, and it's just, it's coming to an end. I don't know if in our lifetime, Virgo, I don't know if people are going to stop trying so hard to control everything around them, everyone and everything around them. I keep getting a picture of the paparazzi. By the way, I feel like you are coming through some big phase here, okay, with the Four of Wands on the bottom of that deck. I don't normally take that card, and I'm not going to take it, but I did feel that, okay? So what I'm saying is that you have like the Seven of Swords on your overall feel, but I feel like the overall feel is, well, that's not the fuck, but the Fool too, okay? I feel like this is kind of what's coming, is this passing whatever this is. Spiritual test, okay? Now, I don't technically see a Virgo stressing out publicly, okay? I would say that if you are stressing out about something, or even trying to avoid sharing your feelings with somebody, that you would be doing that in a very cool, calm, and collected manner, and even to the point where you're probably using all of these, all of this to kind of benefit you, which is lovely. This is a trait that we all need to embody, okay? Like, I don't know how to do that. I always panic, running around like a chicken with my head cut off. But I see you using I'm watching you use some sort of keen tactics is what I'm getting right now, which is a weird message. I don't even really know what keen means, but that's what they said, okay? So you have the, again, I feel like you're very stable. And I would even say in a traditional sense, okay? With the Hierophant here, I do feel like you're going through some spiritual, I feel like you're getting some spiritual downloads. I feel like Virgos are waking up, like, heavily. Well, we all are, obviously, but I've watched some Virgo psychics, or Virgo, even, you know, readers, and it's fun to watch the Virgos go from, I think because again, a lot of us that are gifted have been afraid of those gifts for many, many moons. Empathic people usually will have had drugs or alcohol addictions, and I would say that this is like, so when we've done that and we know how society views that we would even carry that as shame for whatever reason. And I'm kind of getting here that you are afraid to be vulnerable with people because you will, I think because of your vulnerability with something else in your life, something you've been vulnerable with. Maybe it was drugs and alcohol, maybe you are an empath, maybe that was for you, maybe that's not. Whatever it was, relationships maybe you were vulnerable to, and now you're like, you know what, no, I feel, I've become stable on my own, okay? And I think you're in a spot where you're kind of blocking this love or everything or everybody. I don't think, by the way, it's toxic. The outcome kind of goes from that this toxic energy into a transformation that really brings, without looking at the Page of Swords right now, because I'm going to explain what that energy is bringing for me, but right now it brings you into a place where you really are willing to go for things with your heart. Now, the reason why we've been taught to go with our head over our heart, several reasons. One, who taught us that, the ego or whatever that taught us that knows that it would benefit them, okay, or the devil, whatever you want to call the ego, the devil. So when we go into things with our heart, while we're vulnerable to being heartbroken, our heart is actually quite strong, okay? Our heart is probably the strongest thing that we have, and it's not really our physical heart because that has nothing to do with our love department. It is our left part of our brain that I'm talking about here, and it is where we can find all of our emotion, our divine downloads, things like that. Our frontal lobe, where we retain information that is given to us, is where the head over the heart thing is, okay? It's really, it's front over left is really what people are talking about here, and I don't know if that's accurate information. So I'm not a scientist, nor am I academic at all, but this is what's coming through me, and I trust what comes through me, okay? I might be relaying it somewhat incorrectly, but I want you to understand something that what I'm trying to tell you is that when we start to use our past experiences to dictate our future opportunities, we get into this sort of toxic energy. Now, I'm not saying you're running around toxic, stabbing people with swords and shit. What I'm saying is that you may be blocking things that are actually good for you because of your past experiences. Now, the reason why I don't like using our frontal lobe over our emotions or our left part of our brain is because it retains information from the past, where our emotions is able to kind of accumulate new information. I don't know if that's accurate. I'm going to talk to you like it's accurate, but I don't know if that's really real, the frontal lobe and whatever the left part of the brain is, left lobe. I don't think that's what it's called either. I'm getting like cerebellum or I don't know what the fuck. I don't know. That's the frontal lobe. I don't really know what's going on, okay, you guys? It's like they want me to use a bunch of smart words, okay, right now, and I'm not very smart. So I think what is happening is you are very smart, and they're downloading, I'm channeling things for you, okay? Because I am not a scientific person, and I don't do any research through human beings, and there's a reason for that. It's not because I don't trust anybody. It's because I don't trust myself. That's the problem. This is where I'm going to tell you. I trust everybody, that everybody's coming at me clean and clear and as purely as I would come to them. And unfortunately, the divine has taught me that that is just not the way everybody is. So when you start to use your, when you start to take in information from all these people that you trust, you're going to find that you've gotten 20 wrong things and one right thing, and you're going to need to figure out which is right. So I just stopped taking information from humans, okay? God asked me to a long time ago. And it's not like I take in no information. I'll watch like a tarot card reading, or I will turn it off if I can feel any shame or any haste, okay? That's so interesting, right? But what I'm getting here, you guys, is that you are trying to use your experiences from your past to dictate your future opportunities. And again, when we do that, we're overanalyzing things, we're anxious, and then we become this sort of, I'm watching you try to outsmart a situation that needs heart, okay? And so we can't outsmart love, but we can ruin it with our brain, with our frontal lobe. You are going to become clear on some of this that I'm talking about, maybe just from this reading, okay, with the Ace of Swords here, but I want you to recognize what's true, what's telling you the truth about the situation and what is lying to you because you're afraid or you're relating it to something from your past. Do you know that we can't actually walk into the right connection until we're able to truly let down? Now, people think I'm naive, okay? But what I am is open to receiving anything good. Because if we're blocking anything like our past situations from coming in, and we perceive everything to be our past situation because we are currently using our frontal lobe that only has information retained from the past, then we block anything good from coming in. And it looks to me like you are doing that, okay? I'm sorry, I love you. So the toxicity, my darling, is actually coming from your inability to be vulnerable. And it's not such a toxic trait, and if you feel the need to protect yourself at this time, it's probably because there's still something that needs to be healed from within, and maybe God's saying, no baby, you've actually done all the healing you need to do. Now, the next level, there's like this process of awakening, of healing, of evolving, of ascending, and it goes through like this process of really getting to know yourself, having to shut out information from others, trusting what's coming through you, trusting your gifts, getting to know your gifts and yourself, passing these spiritual tests and really being able to see the truth on situations that everybody else is still kind of has a narrow vision of, that they've been fed, okay, from their frontal lobe. And especially people who have a very, I'm not going to lie to you, the frontal lobe is sexy, okay, and then the brains, they get me going, but they are weak in a sense because they can't perceive new things very well. And this is why school is such a long process, because they know it takes that long and that many hours a week and that many, that many years to train that frontal lobe. Now, to untrain that bitch, actually it's not going to take as long to untrain it, but I will say that. But it is like, to get people to believe that their own thoughts rule over what they've been taught it's really hard to do, and I don't know why people, but because we've also been taught to shame our our own views in school. Anyhow, here we're on love, and I'm sorry that I went off on that tangent, but what I feel like is you do have some sort of like perfect match. It was just like they're waiting for you to come in, right? I feel like you might have this person in mind, because I do feel like you're already being, oh, honey, it's just so hard. I'm a softie, and I have a hard time with this kind of vulnerability. So, and I'm getting that you might be a bit of a softie too, and I'm not trying to out you here, Virgo. Nobody knows who's watching me. I don't even know who's watching me. So it's like, I'm not putting Virgo on blast. I do feel like you guys have one of the sweetest hearts. I would always say I don't know any Virgos. I have 0 Virgo placements, by the way. Because people always think I'm talking to myself in all my readings. It's so fucking weird, and people are so nosy. It creeps me the fuck out. Anyway, and so that is a frontal lobe thing too, and wanting to retain information about everybody. It's a really greedy nature, and the humans they're so entrapped in that. I keep getting a picture of a paparazzi. Okay, did I already say this? At least it kept coming up in your. You might be famous. Shit, I see the paparazzi watching you wipe your vagina. It's like the weirdest shit, and I'm so sorry. I'm not looking at your vag. I don't know what it looks like. Okay, sorry. Wiping your asshole. That's still not good, Melissa. Oh my God. They're watching you floss your teeth, okay? It's like the people are trying so hard to get in and get at every single part of you. It's so creepy. It's like, ugh. How many fucking things did people fail at in this lifetime to decide, fuck it, I'm not going to pay attention to my own goddamn life. I'm going to pay attention to everybody else's. I always wonder, like, how many fucking things did a paparazzi fail at before they became a paparazzi? Because that is just it's like so embarrassing. Do they know? Maybe people don't notice. Because here's another thing, Virgo, that me and you, I'm a Cancer, but we're very, we both represent the High Priestess. By the way, I've been looking constantly for who the High Priestess represents, because it really represents the moon. But I don't know what part of that, which rules Cancer. But I always see that it represents Virgo as well, and I'm not really sure why. Maybe you can tell me down in the comment section below, Virgo. But now I'm starting to see why, even if I don't see why. It's just that you guys are very High Priestess, okay? Oh my God, somebody watching me is from somewhere else, because I don't say High Priestess like that, and they wanted me to say it like that, so High Priestess. So you guys are very High Priestess. What I'm going to tell you is that because of your ability to see through everything, there is a potential to spot, when we feel things in the fifth dimension, which we all do, but some of us can perceive it and some of us can't. Some of us just think like, "Oh, that gave me a bad feeling," and it's, so there might be a bad feeling here, and it might be your own need to open up. But there is something going on in this person's life. It might be you walking away from them or pushing them away, and it's like I'm watching this tower like trying to come in, this person trying to come in, and you're just bow, 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 and it's just like shocking the shit out of them. Okay. I don't think you're physically hitting them. Please don't hit anybody, okay, guys? But I am just going to say that I'm watching Virgos, especially the females. This is for male, female, non-binary, but just watching them become the High Priestess. The High Priest. There is the High Priest for you. So I do feel like you're very in tune, but I feel like what it's saying here, okay, after I said that, regardless of if you're a male, female, or non-binary, I feel like you're really exuding the High Priest energy, and you need to allow the High Priestess to come out, okay? And I almost said Priestess again, so whoever that's for. Because the one thing that is different between the High Priest and the High Priestess is this guy, frontal lobe user, can only perceive things, I mean, again, a very spiritual guy. This is a religious dude, okay? And I love you. And we might not be talking about religion right now. We might be talking about love, okay? You might go into love the way that you've always been taught that love should be. And the High Priestess goes in the way she wants to. The way she feels it out. So it's asking you to exude your feminine energy, your spiritual energy, your intuition, okay? That's what I'm getting here. We get male, female, non-binary. We all have a female, feminine and a masculine energy. It's asking you to, it says you've stepped into your masculine energy. You've mastered the fuck out of it, okay? In order to really get all this truth, the truth of the matter, you do need to step into this sort of feminine energy, a vulnerability that isn't comfortable. But it is mandatory in a love connection. I'm not asking you to be vulnerable with the world, Virgo, because I think that's a bit naive. Ask me. I do it all the time. And I often get my little heart broken, and that's okay, because guess what? Our hearts are resilient. They are the strongest part of our body, and again, not our physical hearts. Our spirit is, it's literally immortal. Okay, so it goes on forever, and energy never dies. And our bodies can't handle that type of longevity, so they do expire, and then we find another vessel to. Wow, this is all some crazy shit coming through for you. Whoever I'm speaking to is a High Priestess, is what I'm going to tell you, or a High Priest. No, you are a High Priestess embodying the High Priest energy at this time. Again, you have the wisdom, you have the knowledge, you have the intuition, but you're not willing to budge on something, this love connection probably, because of what you've been taught in the past. I want you to recognize where you're letting your past experiences dictate your future opportunities. Again, sometimes we're going to get our hearts broken when we walk into something very vulnerable. But sometimes, and one of these times that isn't a test is going to be the real time where everything good is able to enter into your life because you were able to put that guard down, okay? I'm feeling a very guarded energy. Sometimes I get advocacy and things like that on that, but I'm feeling a very guarded, very, I can't let anybody see the insides of me because they're so sweet, right? They're so soft. That's what I was going to say, is that I've watched this, those who are ascending and evolving, just this new grace enter into the Virgo collective. I don't know, again, I know I have one friend that's a Virgo now. I always say that I don't know anybody who's a Virgo, and I always forgot she was a Virgo, okay? But I've watched it, just the grace in her vulnerable moments. It's so vulnerable, it's so sweet, it's so angelic, okay? And you can't walk around. That's why the balance is needed between the two energies. You can't walk around in constant vulnerability. You will get eaten alive out here, not because something's wrong with you, but because something's wrong with a lot of people, okay? I love you so much, Virgo. I can feel it's terrified, it's petrified. I don't even think you know you're scared of whatever this love is, but it is causing just a really... You're transitioning. I think this reading, and I don't think I'm better than you. I think whatever's channeling through me is specifically for you. And again, shit was way beyond, like, sometimes I'm like, I don't know, what are you trying to tell them? Because I have, what I've seen on the third dimension is limited as far as intellect goes. but my wisdom or my intelligence or appearing to be intelligent, some people, intelligent, there's your red flag. Some people think I'm super smart, and some people think I'm a fucking idiot. I don't really care what anybody thinks of me, but what I do know is that anything that comes through me that is smart is being channeled through me, because I dropped out in the 8th grade. And I did that, you know, thinking I was being a rebel. No, I just hated the way school was, the control, and the way that I saw them shaming these gifted motherfuckers and praising these motherfuckers who were literally out there bullying everybody in the hallway after, you know, it's like, what? You're literally giving praise to the kid who just fucking punched that fucking little genius over there in the face. And so it was hard for me because I can perceive everything. And this may have happened to you in school, Virgo, this where you could see it through everybody. And it's really hard to watch people who are evil or embodying their evil, their devil, getting attention, good attention. It's hard to watch that. I was just talking to my daughters about this last night because they're having this happen in their life where my kids are so sweet, it's insane. And I'm like, sometimes I sit in bed and cry at night because I think, did I fuck them up? Because I didn't realize at that time that we are predominantly, God, I can't even say anything. We are predominantly, you know, 3rd dimensional at this time. The collective is. I am predominantly 5th dimensional, so I have taught my children to be that way, and I do think they're going to be, they are 5th dimensional. They are very good at channeling, and some of the things they said to me when they were way too young to say it, I was like, what in the fuck? And it was like, I can see now God was trying to get me to see that information is coming from beyond us, okay? At that time, I always told people, I'm going to be a psychic. I'm going to be a psychic when it's like, but I didn't really catch on to what that was. Psychic is just the thoughts that are coming through you, not the thoughts that have been burned into our brains, okay? I love you. We all have this ability. What we don't have is the ability to empathize. We don't all have that. So that's a gift in itself. But guess what it takes to empathize? Vulnerability. And you probably, I feel like it's telling me you're very empathic, you're very wise, you have all these gifts that you're actually blocking coming into fruition because of your fear of vulnerability. That could be this, obviously this love connection, but anything that you're pursuing in this lifetime, if you're doing it from a place of guardedness, and please believe me that I am vulnerable with everybody, but I do things from a place of, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do that, so I'm not going to do it. Instead of just going in and failing at it a few times until I get it right? Virgo, this has got to be like a 39-minute video, and I'm so sorry about that. Or maybe you're welcome, I guess. I'm giving, you know, this is a lot of energy that's here. It feels, you know, I get a lot of actual energetic energy from you, usually. I'm not getting that right now. I'm getting this very, it's like a very Eeyore energy, and I'm not calling you Eeyore, and I'm not mocking the way you sound, okay? I'm not that, whatever that was not, this was just that's how I'm perceiving the energy, and I wanted to try to give it to you in a form of, you know, that you could perceive with me, okay? So I'm getting this kind of melancholy, that's the right word, energy here, and it is like, I feel like you're giving something your all in every other way but your vulnerability. And again, our vulnerability or our true authentic truth, our heart or whatever it is, that is our superpower. So it is, if we can't access it or we're not willing to make it available in some situations, love especially, but also in our job and our work and our whatever it is we're doing that we are passionate about, if we don't allow those walls to come down a little bit, the authentic truth is not what they're going to see. They're going to see that mask or that guard or whatever that is, that wall around us. They're just looking at a wall right now, okay? They might literally be sitting there looking at the wall. Maybe your picture is on the wall. I feel like they are sitting here what's the right, it's like, they're just frustrated as fuck right now with your, they hit a wall. That's what I'm getting. Wow, I can't get all these messages out. I feel like they they keep hitting a wall, your wall. Okay, is this 2 cards? No. So let's move along. First of all, you could be dealing with a Scorpio, a Capricorn. Scorpio is very strong. We have Taurus, very strong as well. You can be dealing with any sign, okay? But it is asking that in order to transform this ending, in order for this to not become something toxic, you see this little sweet, I love him so much. He's not a sweet talker. He's not a smooth talker because he's trying to get something out of somebody. he's not asking for anything. Do you see how he's offering, male, female, non-binary? He's offering his heart. So there's water in that cup, and water is what? Say it with me. Emotions. He, she, whoever is offering, after we go through this transition here, their true emotions. This is a gift that if you receive it from a human being, it's the greatest gift you'll ever receive. The way that it will make you feel, or the way that your true authentic heart will make them feel, is unmatched and like something they've never received as a gift before, especially when two people that are meant to be connecting are connecting. And especially when somebody who has felt this sort of guard of yours, it's just going to be like, oh my God. They might even not know how to receive that part of you at this time, so I'm just going to say that to you. So then you're like, oh great, I was vulnerable and they haven't called me back. But they're keeping an eye on you no matter what, okay? I'm watching this person just in, maybe you're keeping an eye on each other, but I do feel like you have kind of blocked them. I don't think but maybe some of you may have actually blocked them on the phone so that you can't, I feel like you were close to cracking down and becoming vulnerable, okay? And I feel like you blocked them, maybe on the phone, maybe you didn't, maybe you just said, you know what, I need space. I feel like they're hitting a wall here. Or it's like, no, I'm fine. Nope, I'm fine. I'm getting like all this weird stuff. But I do feel like it's saying here that you guys are definitely never going to stop taking in information about each other, because I feel like you guys intrigue the shit out of each other. And again, I almost feel like you have stopped taking in information about them because it hurt too bad that you weren't able to, it's like, I don't even know that you knew it was your own guard that was stopping this from coming in, but I feel like you were just getting frustrated that it wasn't going anywhere, and then you're gonna have to sit and look back at it and go, oh, it was me that wasn't. I feel like this person is meeting halfway. I feel like you're like, come all the way over here. But that's not vulnerability any longer. That's kind of needy, right? If they come all the way. So there is this need to energetically meet this person halfway. I do feel like this is going to be something that's very emotionally fulfilling for you. I feel like they're ready to give their entire heart to you. And the divine is just asking you to be willing to do that too. And guess what may happen if you do that, Virgo? Somebody might break your heart. And we're going to find out here in this lifetime that getting heartbroken isn't actually that painful. What is painful is what we do with our frontal lobe or our mind about that heartbreak. We overthink it. We feel it over and over and over again. Instead of actually just feeling it, like crying it out, we just play it as a loop in our brain instead of just acknowledging that it's painful, admitting that it's painful, because that takes a vulnerability too. When nobody's looking, a lot of us have a hard time being vulnerable when nobody's looking. I mean, how sad is that? But we've been taught that that means we're weak and da-da-da-da. Vulnerable is actually the strongest action a human can take, because it literally means, here's all of me. Like, you have access to completely destroy me. But I am strong enough to know that I can handle that if you do. And you need to walk into a situation, a true love situation, knowing that that's a possibility or a potential, or we're not going to actually find true love. We'll find this sort of, why does it seem like we can't really be honest with each other? Why can't I tell them this? Why can't I text when I want to? Why can't I? When we're sitting here trying to modify who we are to fit somebody's liking, well, first of all, we're going to end up with the wrong people. We're not even being ourselves. So they like the person that we're pretending to be. This person likes the real you. So that sort of facade that you've kept up, or that shell you've kept on, is not going to work with this person. They need the real you, because that's who they're actually set in this lifetime to connect with, is the real you. All right, Virgo, let's get you a... self-reflection is there, by the way, so I really want you to sit and see if anything I've said is right, correct. I don't know, Virgo, I don't know anything about you, so I don't know if it's correct or not. The divine just puts these messages through me, and I can't get out of this energy, so I feel like you're feeling a little low, a little down right now, and I'm so sad about that, because you have such a potential, not just potential, opportunity just around you everywhere. But if you don't take an opportunity, whether it's in love or in life, because you're afraid of it hurting you, you will always miss all the wonderful things that are meant for you, okay? Give me a card. Oh my God, you guys, I got so aggressive with it. I feel like my energy's back, or yours just pumped up. I don't know what happened here, but I feel better, okay? I feel better all of a sudden. Oh, honeys, I just want to hug you so bad. Time to create, okay? So maybe some of you, this was more of a work reading, but we're going to relate it to love, or maybe you're going to have babies. Let's look at this card for a second here. It is time to create, okay? Maybe you're a painter and you need to get your paintbrush out. It's time to create. You're a creator. That's what you were built to do, born to do. Again, even your own creations are going to take you stepping from the high priest to the high priestess, or the hierophant to the high priestess, using your intuition and not allowing your creations to be dictated or blocked by the fear of what others are going to think of you. That's even this love connection, this creation here. This love connection is a creation that you'll have to be vulnerable to step into. Time to create is about vulnerability that I've been talking about. And the reason why is, again, you see how vulnerable this angel looks. She is just putting her soul out there. And when we put our soul out there, oh God, it's like, it's like when we're being fake or phony or have a facade on, who gives a fuck if people reject that shit? That's like not even me anyways. But I'm watching, that's why people are so afraid to be vulnerable, is because now if you get rejected and you're being you, your authentic self, that is a personal, ouch, that's an attack against the person I really am. And it is painful, but it isn't as painful as we perceive it to be. Again, our mind will play tricks on us. But more importantly is that all those things that we go through painfully because we've been vulnerable are absolutely worth the blessings that we get for being vulnerable as well, okay? I love you so much, Virgo. That was a deep one, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm so proud of you. Whatever you have accomplished, it looks like you've accomplished on your own. And getting this very masculine energy in you. And again, it's just saying, just letting your feminine energy slowly enter your core is going to bring the rest of everything that you've been manifesting into fruition for you, okay? There's this beautiful balance that I don't know. People think, I don't think masculinity, I think toxic masculinity is about control and blah. But there is this where I can't even embrace finances, okay? Because I just feel like they're so mean. It's so stupid, right? But I don't want to charge for what I do because I just want to help everybody and I just want to love everybody. God's like, well, unfortunately, you can't pay for rent and love. That's sweet, but you can't. So I think you guys have gotten that masculine energy mastered, and it is time to embrace the other side of it, but don't ever let go of this masculine energy. Just allow some of that feminine energy to shine through. I love you so much, and I will see you very soon, Virgs. Mwah. I missed you.